Fatu attacks Roman Reigns. We're watching SmackDown Live. And is there an AEW pay-per-view coming to Montreal? That's Wrestling Uncensored. Let's do the wrestling thing. That's what I said, but I think something happened where you couldn't hear me. But I'm here now, so that's what's most important. You hear me. I hear you. We're together. Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, life sucks. Life sucks.
Well, let's not say that. It's just a game.
Yeah, it does. It still sucks. Still sucks.
Johnny's sad because the Canadians just lost. His favorite hockey team just lost a big game. Playoff game. Tampa just won 1-0 in overtime. They just scored. So the game's over because it's overtime. And now the series is tied 3-3, and they're going back to Tampa for Game 7. Game 7 on what, John? Sunday?
That's right, yeah. It'll probably be Sunday night.
Well, got another shot. It's not over.
You have your chances. You don't take advantage of your chances, you might not make it again. It's hard. You have to go back on the road, too.
Yep. Well, won't be easy. I think you can say that. Won't be easy. Sorry, John. Sorry to start the show off on such a sour note for you. We do have wrestling to talk about. We will talk about pro wrestling here. Roman Reigns was attacked after cutting an interesting promo on Raw this week. Jacob Fatu putting the Tongan death grip on Roman, and Roman selling it like death. We had Cody Rhodes wrestle already on SmackDown, wrestling the debuting Ricky Saints, formerly Ricky Starks. And other things, I guess, are happening in wrestling. John, what's caught your eye this week in pro wrestling?
I thought MJF and Kevin Knight had a very good match for the TNT Championship. Mm-hmm. That really stood out. I liked the whole bloodline, the way it started Raw. I enjoyed that. And just the whole idea that, like you kind of already said, start the show, that it seems like it's pretty much going to happen at the Bell Center, the AEW pay-per-view in July, Redemption, which I'm kind of surprised about. I'd do it in Laval instead, but they're very ambitious and they want to try the Bell Center again.
Yeah, that is the word, that AEW is going to add a new pay-per-view to their calendar, and they're calling it Redemption, and it's going to take place sometime this summer, I think July, right? And I think it was Dave Meltzer who reported, right? I think it was Wrestling Observer, if I'm not mistaken, that it would be at the Bell Center. Other people are saying Bell Center.
Other people are saying too, Bell Center. And it seems like it's going to be probably announced at the end of the month or something, or probably around Double or Nothing. Mm-hmm. They'll probably announce it. It's the pay-per-view right before they do All In, too, so it's the lead-up to All In.
So a big show.
Big, but very ambitious to try to fit 20,000 or roughly close to 20,000, maybe 17, 16 inside the Bell Center. I mean, the last time they came here, I think they did 7,000 at best. I mean, we'll see. Maybe because it's a pay-per-view, people are going to want to come to it, but it's going to be rough. I don't know.
Yeah. I am not certain they'll be able to sell out the Bell Center for an AEW pay-per-view. I thought that they might do Place Bell, which is a smaller building, like a 10,000-seat arena in Laval, maybe even the Verdun Auditorium where TNA ran a pay-per-view. But the word is the Bell Center. I don't know if the word is the Bell Center because that's just what people assume when you hear Montreal, or if that's being confirmed by AEW as the actual venue. We'll see. I think they are coming here. I'm not convinced it's going to be at the Bell Center, but if it is, whatever. I'm going either way. I don't really care how many people are in the building. They could have 10,000, they could have 3,000, they could have 20,000. Doesn't make a difference to me, really. I mean, I guess when it's packed, there's more of an atmosphere. But either way, I'll be there. So you can count me in as one at probably 2 to 3, possibly even 4 tickets. So that's 4 sold already, Tony Khan. You're welcome.
So you would go on a Sunday?
Yeah.
If they have it on a Sunday. Oh, yeah.
It's an AEW pay-per-view, man. Why not? If it's a big pro wrestling show in my hometown, I'm definitely going. Why not? I'll take a day off or whatever the next day if I have to. Do what you have to do. AEW pay-per-view. I did bring it up to my son. I was like, hey, AEW pay-per-view, you want to go? He was like, they're too long. He's not too down with the idea of going to an AEW pay-per-view because I don't think he wants to sit at a wrestling show for like 6 to 7 hours, which, I'm not sure I want to do either. It is long. Those shows are marathons. Like, I went to their TV, and that was long. And I know their pay-per-views are even longer. I mean, I remember they did their TV. They do like 2 hours of Dynamite, then they do an hour of something else, and then they did like 3 hours, it felt like, of Ring of Honor. I don't know. The Ring of Honor just kept going and going to the point where I left. And I never leave wrestling shows before they're over. I think I left both AEW shows before they ended because I was like, this is pointless. I don't want to see this anymore. I'm bored. It was too much wrestling. But a pay-per-view, at least the end is going to be something exciting. Like AEW gave you the best thing. Like on the TV taping, they gave us like Dynamite, which was the best thing and their best wrestlers. And then they started trotting out all these Ring of Honor jabronis I never heard of for a bunch of random matches. I didn't need to sit through hundreds of those. I'm good. So I left. But at least an AEW pay-per-view, I'm waiting for MJF or Darby or whoever's in the main event. Something to wait for. So I'd probably stick around. But, those shows run long, right? Their last one was what? Started pay-per-view 8 o'clock, ended 12:30. That's like a 4.5 hour show. Almost 1 a.m. it ended. 4.5, almost 5 hour show. Plus, there's like an hour or two of a pre-show. And if you're buying tickets, you're probably showing up early. I mean, most times I go to wrestling shows, I'm there before the first match starts. I think most people are. Sometimes you show up during the first match, but, that's like, 6 hours? It's kind of, it's a little much, man. I want to go, but I also know, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, I think you're facing a minimum of 6 hours.
Yeah.
So you got to prepare yourself for that. If you're actually going to do this and go and bring your whole family, which you're planning to do.
Yeah. It's a lot. Hold on a minute, player.
Well, and again, too, if they're apparently going to be this ambitious and go for the Bell Center, they're going to need something to draw. Like, not just matches, but like someone that really stands out. Like, I think they're going to need to bring in like a Bret Hart or something. Because I can't see them getting 20,000 just off like some good matches that they're going to have. You're going to need something that really attracts people.
Yeah, you need an extra draw. For sure. You saw the business WWE was able to do when they managed to put Sami Zayn in a main event against Roman Reigns. That Elimination Chamber was the biggest show that they have done here. They've tried to replicate it, but they weren't able to. You get a local draw. If AEW can find a way to get Mike Bailey higher up on the card by July, they might be able to pull something off.
Well, I don't expect Darby Allin to survive that long the way it's going with him. Like, he's going to, I think, lose the title before that happens. But then say if MJF wins it back or something, I don't know about you, MJF's speedball, like, that's not Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn. No offense to those guys, but it's just not there.
No. Be good, but it doesn't have the same appeal. I don't know what AEW can do to really draw that type of crowd in Montreal. That's why I'm a little surprised that they're going for the Bell Center, if they are, indeed. It's all rumors right now. But, yikes. Whew. I know Lash Legend is huge. Sorry to shift topic here, but we'll see what happens with AEW Redemption, and who knows. But I'm excited for it, John. I know it sounds a little negative, but I'm excited because I want to see an AEW pay-per-view. I think it'll be cool. You don't want to go? Lash Legend is so much bigger than Paige. Paige looks really skinny next to Lash Legend. I know Lash is gigantic, but my God. Anyway.
I mean, those punches look like garbage. They're like Lyra bad punches, but yeah, she does have size. And to be fair, like most people in WWE, their punches suck, so it's not just her.
Are you going to go?
If it's a Saturday, I think I'd be down for sure, but on a Sunday, I don't know. That's rough. That's something I'd have to question because, like you said, 6 hours, that's a lot to give there on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's definitely a long show. But I don't know. AEW pay-per-view, they're going to deliver. And those shows, they're always very good. That's why, it is a draw for me because I know that going into it, I'm going to see some fantastic wrestling. Because when they have their big shows, they have some incredible matches, some of the best wrestling on planet Earth. So why not? I want to see that. Kenny Omega, possibly, Maybe Hangman, Darby Allin, MJF, and some big matches. I'm in for that. Who wouldn't want to see that? What wrestling fan, wouldn't want to see that?
Well, you're going to need names like that. I think you're going to need Edge. You're going to need Christian. You're going to need Kenny, like you said, like Jericho.
Yeah.
You're going to need all your top Canadian talent without question.
Sure. But they could do that. And, put that together on a show. That's a very good show.
But again, they're going to need something for 20,000. You're going to need something a little bit extra, I think.
Yeah, what can they really do?
Well, you got to find something that people want to see. I see Rick Martel's coming around again, doing things. If you can get him to show up on a pay-per-view.
I don't think that's going to draw extra. I don't think people remember, unfortunately.
I mean, it's slim pickings. That's it. I mean,
well, that's it.
Unless you,
I think that they're just going to have to draw based on who they have and what their product is, which is very good. I'm just not sure the market for it is that huge. It's a good product, but it doesn't have a wide appeal. You have to really like wrestling to like AEW. People that kind of like wrestling watch the WWE and they're fine with it, and that's enough. If you really like wrestling, then you want to watch AEW.
And, let's give Montreal its credit here. Montreal, there's a lot of amazing fans here, some of the best fans in the world. But I think it's fair to say, I think we know Montreal fans, we know ourselves, we're kind of picky a bit. So I think some people, unless they feel it's not up to their standard or quality, they're not going to go. So that's it. And we've seen it before, with WWE even coming. You've seen like the attendance has been kind of shoddy at best sometimes. So AEW's really have to bring out their best, I think, to even come close to selling at the Bell Center, I think.
Yeah. But their pay-per-views are good, right? I mean, we watch them. They're good. They have good matches. I mean, look at this next one. This next one, if this were coming to Montreal, I would definitely go. Are we talking, Double or Nothing?
That's the next one in New York, I think.
Yeah. You've got Okada, Takeshita. You've got FTR versus Edge and Christian in an I Quit street fight for the tag titles. And you probably have MJF versus Darby Allin for the world title. Those three matches. If those were here for the pay-per-view here, I would go to that. Just off those matches.
Well, in an ideal world here, Edge and Christian are going to win the tag titles.
Yeah.
So you could potentially do Edge and Christian against the Bucks at Redemption. I think that would probably get people's attention. People would want to go see that. So that's one right there for sure. Slam dunk.
Yeah.
And we're expecting MJF to probably win the title back, right? So he's going to need a top quality opponent. I kind of wish they didn't go through the Kenny match because that would have been great for Montreal, but they already went through it.
They did it in Vancouver.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know who you really put up against him, unless it's the return of Hangman, which does that draw here enough?
I think that would create more backlash because he's not supposed to get a title shot again, right? So.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Ospreay. I think it could be... I really don't know. Like, I don't know where MJF goes if he does take the title back from Darby. Swerve?
Oh, I think Andrade, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is there a way to bring Jericho up? Would Jericho make sense? I'm thinking really Canadians, you know?
Right. You'd really have to push the hell out of Jericho right now for that to happen, to justify him getting a title shot, because he hasn't won a match since he came back yet. So
yeah. I don't love what they're doing with Ospreay either. All that John Moxley stuff. What is that? Why is he with them now?
I don't know. He's got to go through all his new training, be more ruthless or something. I don't know. That's a weird thing that you have to understand John Moxley stuff, and I've never understood the John Moxley stuff. So
yeah. I mean, if I'm Will Ospreay, I go, look, Moxley, all these guys that have been like under your tutelage, they haven't really done well. Like I've seen Wheeler Yuta and his career. Daniel Garcia, I feel like it was maybe doing better before they joined this group. Claudio and Pac are just kind of there. The only person who's gained anything as far as status in wrestling by joining this group is Marina Shafir. So why would you want to join this group? Moxley's like, you join me and I take these guys to new heights and da-da-da. I'm like, I think they won the trios titles for a little bit, but other than that, doesn't really make sense. I think, why would Ospreay join them?
Audio.
It feels like it's lowering of Ospreay. Ospreay was red hot, top talent. He comes back after a year of injury. He loses to Moxley and then joins his group to learn from Moxley. I don't like it.
Well, I guess the way I interpret this is that he needed more of a ruthless edge.
Right.
So that's why he joined them. And
the guy who forearms people in the back of the head as a finisher needs to be more ruthless. Okay.
Yes.
Sure. It's so dumb.
So Paige and Brie Bella have won the match. They've retained their tag titles.
Paige and Brie Bella have defeated Nia Jax and Lash Legends to remain WWE Women's Tag Champions. What's the main event of this show?
That's a great question because we've already seen Cody, right? So
yeah. Is it like Solo with Jacob or something? No,
I think the Solo thing with the Usos that they did that. That's it. I guess we'll find out soon.
Yeah. Well, we've. I think that's it, John. I think we've covered everything, right?
In terms of like AEW, we've pretty much just talked about AEW Redemption. That's all we've talked about so far.
We've talked about all of AEW, I think, pretty much. We've covered all of the AEW. I'm done with AEW for now. Anything else in AEW world before we switch over back to WWE? Because you mentioned the Kevin Knight MJF match. The Kevin Knight won after he punched MJF in the balls after MJF tried to cheat, but Kevin Knight cheated instead. And turnabout is fair play, as we know, Michael Cole would say. So Kevin Knight won. And,
so the gingerbread man died, apparently? What's
the
this?
gingerbread man was murdered by Sami Zayn. Did you not see that?
I guess I was distracted. I didn't
you were distracted by the hockey, but Sami Zayn destroyed the gingerbread man because he was very upset that the crowd had now turned on him. Sami Zayn is in the process of turning heel, and in this process, he's cutting promos on the crowd for not believing in him anymore and not supporting him, which feels less like a promo and more like him actually saying, "Hey, what happened?"
Are you getting this World Cup commercial too?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
I don't know. Dynamite was, I thought, kind of a weak show. I didn't really like it.
Well, I thought, again, that first match, MJF, Kevin Knight, fantastic. Match of the week easily. That was a really, really good match. Great back and forth action. And very surprised. I did not think Kevin Knight was going to win. I thought MJF was going to win that one, and that would be his way to get the shot.
Yeah.
And then Darby said, like, oh, you didn't win? Too bad. Like, you got nothing I want. So they're not going with that. And Kevin Knight's now getting the shot next week on Dynamite, as Darby had that another crazy match with Brody King.
Yeah.
Like, those were the two highlights, I think, of the show.
Yeah.
Was the first match and the last match.
Yeah, but the middle, man.
Well, yeah, the middle, not so much. That tag match, can you talk about that?
Which one?
It was Sheeta and Statlander.
I mean, there were two of them.
What was the other tag match?
It was Jamie Hayter and the other one.
Oh, that was a squat. That was like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
but
whatever
still,
about
they had
that.
two women's tag matches with a bunch of people that I didn't want to see. None of them were interesting.
I thought the Sheeta Statlander thing was kind of interesting because I thought there was a lot of miscommunication in that. Like, I don't know about you. I don't think Megan Bain and Sheeta were on the same page whatsoever. They were throwing each other around, doing stuff, and they were all over the place on that. That seemed like a bit of a mess, that match.
Yeah.
But
I just didn't care.
At least they're building up Bain and Cross as like this big, tough team. Like, they just beat two former women's AEW women's champions right there.
Yeah. Didn't feel like
I know. Well, you haven't seen Sheeta in forever, and you never were a big fan on Sheeta, so.
Yeah. Well, she's never been a real character on the show. She's just kind of been there. Who the hell is Steve Fuerte, and why did he wrestle? Like, what is that? Steve Fuerte. Steve Fuerte.
They had a couple of jobber
half
matches.
A wrestling name. What?
That was he wrestled Roosh, right? Didn't he wrestle Roosh?
Yeah, he wrestled Roosh. He lost to Roosh. He was the jobber who wrestled Roosh. Roosh.
They had a couple of jobber matches.
There. All of a sudden, it's Roosh. We see him once every 3 months, and we're supposed to be excited. Like, every 3 months, they trot out Roosh like he's the biggest thing in wrestling, and we're supposed to be like, oh my God, it's Roosh. And everybody goes, oh yeah, this guy, Rush. And they're like, no, it's Roosh. And we're like, oh yeah, Roosh. What does he do again? Basically the same stuff as Andrade. Cool. It's not really that exciting. They threw in a bunch of stuff that didn't matter on this show that I had to sit through, like that Edge and Christian match against Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta with FTR outside the ring and all this stuff with FTR and then Orange Cassidy and those guys, and they jump them, and then all that happens, and then there's like more wrestling with Edge and Christian and Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. Like, the match should have ended
right
with the whole melee with FTR, but they just did that mid-match. And then there was just more match that didn't matter. And for some reason, it took Edge and Christian a while to beat Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. And they didn't even really... Like, FTR was there to kind of mess with Edge and Christian, but didn't really work because Orange Cassidy was there because they're involved for some reason. Like, who's feuding with FTR? Edge and Christian or Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly? Like, what? It's just a lot of bad stuff. I was kind of excited to watch Edge and Christian wrestle a tag match, and I sit through it, and I'm like, What are they doing in the FTR? Like, it was just a melee of garbage. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was overbooked.
I hate it.
It was overbooked.
Yeah.
Got a little messy. I thought the only highlight to me was I'm a fan of the Edge Christian's finisher, the pop-up spear that they do.
Yeah.
I thought that was well done.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That was really the true highlight of that match.
What the hell was that match?
It was just poorly booked, I thought, or just overbooked. I think is a good way to say it.
Way overbooked. Just do one thing. Why do you have to make Trent and Romero look strong? You know?
Well,
the finish should have came earlier. Way earlier.
Yeah, but they were putting over Roppongi Vice like they were this long-standing tag team in New Japan, right? So you couldn't just walk through them.
Everybody else does in AEW. They're not like a serious team, and you're trying to build Edge and Christian as the potential next tag team champions. They should have walked through them. It shouldn't have been that hard. Is Roppongi Vice ever going to be AEW tag team champions?
Oh, I don't think so, but
right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's exactly the point. They shouldn't have been there for that long.
They're a tag team, so they're going to be in the mix. And they started this story. They showed the whole story,
tag
right?
Teams in AEW. They shouldn't matter. You know it, and I know it.
But they started a story, and they had to finish it, right? Because Edge and Christian walked into that locker room that they thought was FTR.
Right.
And Trent and Rocky were there. So.
What a story. Tale as old as time, walking into the wrong locker room, and you must finish it with a match. Here come the Usos on SmackDown. I want to pivot over to WWE because I think it's time. My AEW patience has run thin, Johnny North.
Well, we talked about all the highs and lows.
Yeah.
Except Jericho. Jericho got beat up again. That was about it, I think.
Yeah, Ricochet and his goons. The Usos are the main event of SmackDown. Who are they wrestling? Solo?
Probably Solo and Tala, who came back, by the way. Tala has not been released.
No, Tala is back. And he dropped both Usos earlier tonight. Yes, it is Solo and Tala. That is the main event. Because the Usos came out tonight at the beginning of SmackDown. Well, not the beginning, kind of the middle, right? After Damian Priest and R-Truth beat Fraxium in a match, the MFTs attacked Priest and Truth, and then they cut a promo about Jacob Fatu and wanting to beat up Jacob Fatu because Jacob beat Solo and all the MFTs last week. And then the Usos come out and say, hey, you got to wait for the Tribal Chief to get through with Jacob Fatu before you go after him. This is Tribal Chief's business. And he put his hands on the Tribal Chief. He used a Tongan death grip, which is a move that your father used, Talatonga. Talatonga's father, of course, is Haku. Ming used that Tongan death grip. And so the Usos saying, Solo, you got to stand in line. And then Tala drops both Usos. And Solo says, Roman isn't my tribal chief, and Jacob is a dead man. So Solo's still mad at Jacob for some reason, when I think it should be Jay that's mad at Roman. I don't know if you caught Roman's promo on Raw this week, John, and noticed anything kind of weird about what he was saying.
And to me, it seemed normal. What was weird? Didn't catch anything that was off.
Well, it just struck me as odd when Roman goes on this speech. I thought the promo was all right. He says, this title was made, this championship that I won, it was made in spite of me, and it was created to take away my shine. But I have made this title relevant. It was never relevant before me. And I go, okay, I think he's trying to take shots at, Punk and Seth Rollins. But inadvertently, he's forgetting who won that title last year at WrestleMania, which was his very own buddy and cousin, Jey Uso. Roman was saying that the belt was nothing before he held it, and nobody made it relevant. Everybody before him was irrelevant. If I'm Jey Uso, I'm very offended by this. Yet Jey Uso comes out on SmackDown tonight and is like, hey, Solo, not only can you not say bad things about Roman Reigns, but you can't even attack the guy that Roman Reigns got attacked by until Roman Reigns attacks him. So Jey Uso is like super defense on Roman, even though Roman was like, didn't actually say it, but if you read between the lines, he said, yeah, Jey Uso's world title reign, that was irrelevant. And I'm much more important than him. Which he's not supposed to be doing anymore. He's like, I want you guys not to serve me, but to work with me. We're a team. We're this and that. And then he immediately cuts a promo by himself in the ring where he's like, I'm the only guy that's ever made this title worth anything. You go, wait a second. Are we supposed to see this as like Roman in character and Jey will get mad? Or was this just, they kind of glossed over it and forgot about it, or just chose to ignore that Jey Uso was also the champion and Roman was pretty insulting to him in that promo. I don't know. When I was watching Roman, as soon as he started talking about that belt meaning nothing before him, I go, well, weren't you just with your cousin? He beat Gunther for it last year at Mania. It was kind of a big deal for him. He had a little run. I mean, Roman holding it is more important. When Jey won it from Gunther, it was like a mid-card match on night 1, I think. Roman won it night 2, main event. So, yeah, Roman is a bigger player, and he has made the belt more important. But it's kind of mean to say it about your cousin who's like out there defending you and kind of your tag team partner or whatever. Right? I thought that was funny. I don't think they meant to do that. That's the other thing that's even more funny is like, I don't think they meant for Roman to be kind of a jerk in that moment. I think they were just like, yeah, Roman's going to say this because like he's Roman and he's just a Roman type promo. But you would think that Jey would be offended.
Well, you kind of just said it yourself right there, though, that Jey was like the first match on night 1 winning that title, if I'm not mistaken, when he beat Gunther. So, I mean, it wasn't as important because Roman made that title himself pretty much main event of night 2. So, I mean, maybe it's hurtful in a sense, but it's factual.
Yeah,
what he's saying. So, I got no problem with what he said. If Jey feels hurt about it, well, you should have done a better job as champion. You didn't.
Right. But is Roman supposed to be kind of a heel still? And like saying kind of rude things to his cousins still? And it's same old Roman, same old bloodline? Or is it this new thing where he's kind of turned a new page and it's the first family, which is what he was saying? Is this new group where Roman's a babyface? I'm a little confused because Roman came off as kind of a jerk in the promo. And I was like, I don't know if he's supposed to be kind of a heel, but he's coming off as one.
I mean, I don't think he's as offensive as he was before. Like, I feel like if he's going to be he's just going to be the way he is. He hasn't changed in a sense.
Yeah.
But I think if he's going to say things like this, it's going to be more like, if I'm taking a shot at you, it's for your own good. Like, I'm telling you, you suck because you did suck. You have to realize you suck. You have to get over that. And I think it's more like that. It comes from a good place this time around. Before, it may have been a bit of bullying before what he was doing with his cousins. But now I think it's more like if it's tough love now at this point.
But you even had LA Knight on that show earlier going,
right?
Hey, Usos, we are friends. We have teamed together recently. at WrestleMania. We are buddies. But this Roman Reigns thing, I don't really like this because the bloodline, what you guys were doing, it wasn't cool. And I don't know why you need Roman. Jay, when you didn't have Roman, you were the world champion. And Jimmy, you had the potential to be world champion and whatever. And then Jay and Jimmy were like, mind your own business, LA Knight. Get out of here. Right? But even LA Knight is bringing it up on the show like, hey, audience, don't forget Jay was the world champion. And then Roman Reigns is out there with the world title like, I'm the only guy that's ever made this belt worth anything. So, I mean, not only do you, I mean, can you remember a year ago, but like LA Knight is even reminding you on this very show that Jay was the champion. So I feel like Jay at some point should address that as the character Jey Uso and go, hey, what you said last week was a little uncool, and maybe there should be some sort of talk about that, because it seemed glaring as a viewer that Roman would say that and have no repercussions. You know?
Like,
seems like an issue that should be tied up, like a loose end.
I don't know. I feel like the fans love Roman right now. I feel like he can do no wrong. Like, they were booing Jacob at the end of Raw.
Yeah.
So, I think Roman's clearly the babyface in all this.
Yeah. They really loved Roman Reigns in Laredo, Texas. Yeah. I think certain audiences, but over time, I feel like this Roman could turn heel. Anyways, Jacob Fatu came out, and Roman says, I was the one who brought you in. It wasn't Solo. I was the one who said it was okay for you to come to the WWE, and I've changed your life. It's not me, and I'm not going to give you a shot because you don't deserve it. If I give you a shot, I want all the good things for you, but you're not ready. And if I give you a shot now, it's just nepotism. And then Jacob got mad, and he attacked Roman, and he hit him with the Tongan death grip, and Roman sold it like he was getting choked to death. And Jacob went nuts. Tongan death grip. Okay.
Got his match now.
Yep.
Because of that.
Match is official. Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title at Backlash a week from tomorrow. It'll be a big night for TKO. You got Backlash and UFC 328 on the same night.
Oh, so you got double duty then.
Yeah, but it actually makes it way easier for me because instead of having one night doing a Backlash show and one night doing a UFC show, I just do one show at the same time. Backlash post-show UFC watch-along. I get two birds stoned at once, which is the ideal. It's actually less work long run. More focus, but I could focus. I'm a smart guy.
Yeah, but it's harder now because don't the UFC shows start now at 9?
Yeah.
I mean, Backlash shouldn't be over by then.
It starts at 6, I think. Could be.
Oh, does it Backlash? Okay,
yeah,
maybe. Nearing the end.
Because they don't want the overlap. It's one company.
Right.
They're going to try and limit the overlap as much as possible. I'm not really worried.
I mean, if it's not over, it's close to over then if it starts at 6.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be fine. I think it'll be perfect. It'll just be one long night of TKO programming, which is fine. They have some quality programming, even though I don't agree with all their business practices. Anyhow, so it'll be Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu at the Backlash. It'll be Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn in a rematch for the U.S. title. It'll be Io Sky versus Asuka. That one made official this week after Io challenged Becky for the Intercontinental title, and Asuka cheated her out of that win. And Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker also made official this week. It's a pretty good Backlash.
I don't expect any more matches to be announced for that. I mean, that's what, 4 or 5 matches, right?
4. I think they'll do one more.
Really?
Yeah. I think 5. 4 is not enough.
All right. Well, wait and see. I think they might do 4. We had 3 at the Sunday Night's Main Event, remember? So
Yeah, but that was a TV. This is a PLE. They usually do 5.
yeah, we'll wait and see. I don't know, like in terms of other matches, like what else could they do?
Becky AJ rematch? No, I think we're done with that.
They say AJ's retired.
Really?
I mean, I think she wrote something, then that whole thing with the fan thing happened.
Huh. Yeah, I guess we won't see CM Punk either. Done. Punk seems to be taking a break.
Well, apparently Punk got in a bunch of fights. Apparently.
Yeah, WrestleMania like,
more
weekend.
Fights are coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, Punk.
Well, fans are getting too close.
Yes. I'm not saying what Punk did, like the idea of what Punk did is fine. It's just, it doesn't look good. Because, like, the video I saw, Punk is red in the face. Like, super red. And, like, you saw when he knocks the phone down, right?
Yeah, I saw that one.
And then he walks back at the guy. Like, you didn't need to do that. Just knock the phone out.
Because the guy kept talking.
He did. I mean, they're always going to keep talking. But now there's another thing that apparently he did something, and his face was all red. People thought he was drunk. Not drunk. He's just a very angry person.
I don't know, man. Fans need to stay away from the wrestlers. They're getting too close. They're getting too close. They're getting into the personal space, and they're bothering them when they don't want to be bothered. Like, stop asking wrestlers for things when you see them in public. I don't think CM Punk would mind if you said, "Hey, CM Punk, have a good match. Have a nice day." I think that'd be fine. And really, that's all you should do if you want to say something to CM Punk. You shouldn't go up to CM Punk and be, "Hi, CM Punk, can I get a picture with you? Can you sign this for me? Can you..." Stop asking them for stuff. Stop asking them for free stuff. I know you're excited and you want to meet them and it's all like a big... But, like, come on. They sell meet and greets. If you really need a picture with these wrestlers, pay the money and go to a meet and greet and get your picture taken. And if you don't want to do that, then you don't really need a picture with the wrestler. Don't sit outside their hotel or the airport waiting for a picture. If you're outside the venue and they decide to stop, like I've seen that, right? I don't think that's bad. I think if you wait outside the venue as they're going in their cars or whatever, right? And they decide to stop, I don't think that's so bad. But when you're invading their place, like outside of the building, when you find them at the airport, you know what hotel they're at. Like, it's like following them home. When you're on the road, your hotel is your home. Don't follow the wrestler to their hotel. Don't bother them when they're there. Don't ask them for stuff. If you see a crowd of people around a wrestler, don't join that crowd. Go, yo, that's crazy. Leave them alone. I don't know what the need is for people. We all have phones in our pockets. Like, you need something from a wrestler? You really need that? I don't know why people need that. I don't need that. I have not had that need where I go, "Oh, I must get my picture with this person." If I have pictures with people, it's like, "Hey, let's take a picture. Let's do that." And I'm like, "All right, I'll do that. I'll sit in on that." But I don't go, I'm never the guy who goes, "Hey, let's take a picture. Could we get a picture?" I don't think I've ever said that to somebody. Maybe once, but like I can't remember. I don't think I've done it with a wrestler. Maybe me and Johnny North. I've been like, "Hey, Johnny, let's take a picture together." But that's more like, "Hey, let's take a picture as friends." And you happen to be a wrestler, So
yeah, no, that's kind of different.
Yeah, that's allowed. I think I'm allowed because I know you. But it's like, say you saw the person at like a somewhere you didn't expect them. Say you go to a concert of your favorite band and you happen to see CM Punk there. I think you'd be like, hey, CM Punk, this is cool. Do you mind if we took a picture? Because there, you're not like among wrestling fans. You're not at the hotel. I think that's like not rude. He could say no, and you could say, okay, I understand, whatever. But I think it's gracious of CM Punk in that instance. If you're a CM Punk or whoever, if you're seen out and you're not going to get mobbed by everybody else around if you take this picture. Because that's another thing. You take a picture for one person, you got to take a picture for everybody. Then you're sitting there taking pictures with everybody. It's like, come on. They got places to be. They got things to do. This is unnecessary. Leave these people alone. They do enough.
Well, you travel with people that did this actually before in the past.
One time I did travel with a guy who was going to a wrestling show. He's like, let's go to Survivor Series. And I got in the car, and I had no idea they were going to be staying at he didn't even want to stay at this hotel. He just wanted to, like, hang out at the hotel where the wrestlers were. And I'm like, well, where are we going to, like, stay? He's like, oh, no. I'm like, no, I'm getting a room because, like, I need to sleep. We've been driving all night. What the hell? The pay-per-view's tonight. What are we going to... He was like, we're just going to hang out in the lobby. I'm like, well, you can do that. I'm going to go take a nap because, like, I'm human and not weird. No offense. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody and how they spent their time. But yeah, I did know a guy who did that. And I had no idea how he knew where their hotels were or any of that. And I felt very weird. And at one point he was like in the lobby and we went down to like see what he was up to. And I did see a bunch of wrestlers like walk by. And at one point, I think somebody said we like spoke to Kelly and Layla at one point. They were like talking to us, which was shocking. And there was a picture taken. I believe there was a picture taken of me and somebody else, another guy, and Kelly and Layla. And I'm not sure why that happened. I don't think I initiated that. I don't know. I don't think I would initiate that. But I was happy to meet Kelly and Layla. Let me tell you. That was nice. But, yeah, I don't know how they do it. I don't know why they do it. And I felt very uncomfortable being in that lobby. While other people, I was like other people were like crowding around them asking for stuff. Can I get a picture? And they were like, no, guys, not now. And I'm standing like kind of behind this group of people like, I don't want to be, let me out of here. I felt weird. I was like, I don't want to be associated with this. I felt bad for the wrestlers. So, yeah. One time I was there and I'm like, I don't want to do this. This is weird, man. I'm going to go up to the room. You have fun.
But I'm sure you saw that, though, how like excited those fans can get. And just like, it's almost like an obsession in a sense.
Yeah. It's weird.
So, well, it's just, maybe it's just unhealthy habit they have, sadly, and they just feel like, well, they can do this. And that's it. Someone's got to tell them, like, well, you're crossing lines here. And that's it. They just don't understand that.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of them, there's a lot of bad intention. From what I've seen, anyways. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of, like, some obviously are just there to try to make money and all that, but I think some of them honestly just want to see their favorites. That's it.
Yeah, and I get getting excited and seeing your favorite wrestler and all of that. But there's a time and place for everything, I think. And you got to know the time. You know? When you see a group of people around a wrestler, like, leave them alone. Don't follow a person through a hotel lobby and ask them for stuff repeatedly.
Right, but, you know, I think WWE's got to step in here and provide some security or escorts or something, like something to make sure that, you know, they aren't bothered by public as much.
Yeah.
They do that with other sports.
Yes, from what I heard, the security at the hotel for WrestleMania was really bad, and it led to problems. What just happened here at the end of SmackDown? Jacob Fatu showed up. What was the finish to the Usos match? Did you catch it?
I think there was really just they interfered. He interfered. He attacked, I think, Solo.
Right.
I'm going to guess a DQ finish. Yeah, he just laid them all out. He laid out Solo. He laid out Tala. He put Tala to the table.
Yeah. He didn't attack the Usos, though.
I don't believe so. I didn't see that.
He just, threatened them.
I mean, he's talking to them.
Yeah.
As he's leaving here.
Says he's going to beat up Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Do the Usos help Roman win that match? What do you think the finish is?
I expect a lot of shenanigans. There's always shenanigans in Roman Reigns matches.
Yeah.
Usos will get involved, but I don't know if they'll be the main factor.
Yeah.
It's tough to say. It's too early to tell right now, but I think Roman just wins eventually. It'll be a hard-fought match back and forth, but I see Roman getting the win.
You think he just wins clean?
Not
I don't
clean.
think it's
clean.
The
Usos.
Yeah.
The Usos will interfere.
Yeah.
But in the end, it will come down to those. He'll get through that, though, I think, Jacob. He'll fight through that interference. And it'll come down to just those two. Roman will win in the end, I think.
I think what we've seen tonight, Solo might get involved with the MFTs, too.
Maybe. I don't know where this is going yet with the Solo thing. It's weird.
Well, I mean, why are Jacob and the Usos showing up on SmackDown to do stuff with Solo and the MFTs while they're involved in this Roman Reigns thing? I think it's all going to come to a head at Backlash.
I actually like the idea. It's your main event for your next PLE. Put it on all the shows. Technically, Jacob's still part of SmackDown.
Yeah.
So have that main event SmackDown. And he interacts with Roman on Raw. I think it's a good way of marketing, actually, the next PLE.
It's pushing Jacob pretty hard.
Looks he's not going to win
on Raw. I mean, on Raw and on SmackDown, but very strong on SmackDown. He took out all the MFTs last week. Takes him out again this week. Takes out Roman Reigns this week. They're making him look really strong. They're making him look so strong that he's going to be hard to take out at Backlash. And I feel like the Usos are baby faces, so they won't help Roman cheat. So it will be Solo and the MFTs costing Jacob the match.
Potential. Again, I'm not sure what's going on with Solo and the MFTs yet. Why would they get involved? Who would they help? They don't like both guys, so.
Yeah, but they really don't like Jacob. They're really mad at Jacob because Jacob keeps beating them up. And the whole reason for the match tonight with the Usos was Solo wants to beat up Jacob, but the Usos are telling him that he's not allowed.
All right. But still, the whole, Roman made fun of Solo, so he couldn't order a cup of coffee. So, I mean, there's still heat there.
Yeah, well, that too. I thought Raw this week was very good overall.
Really?
Yeah. A lot
I thought
happened.
On paper.
A lot happened. We had the Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins thing. We had the Roman Reigns promo. I thought Braun and Seth had a decent promo.
I thought it started good.
Braun had some good moments. Seth had some good moments. I thought it was good. You didn't like it?
I thought it started good. I liked the idea what was going. But a huge thing that threw me off was the fact that they're all heated. They're all angry at each other. Yet they can stand in the ring face to face with each other. I mean, that's kind of off-putting right there. Is there true heat if you can just stand there and there's no fisticuffs whatsoever? That didn't you saw fisticuffs later. I think it was with Io and Becky. Becky talked trash, bam, Io punched her in the face. There was tons of trash talking, no violence whatsoever. They let Seth walk away like nothing. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Given everything that's happened, Braun took him out for so long, and then Seth cost Braun the Rumble. and other things too with the Vision as well, and you're just okay with going in the ring there and no violence, that I didn't like that. I didn't like that idea.
They've had violence. You know, Braun attacked him last week on Raw. He attacked him at WrestleMania, cost him the match with Gunther. And they do have a match coming up at Backlash. I don't think you need a pull-apart brawl every time these guys are near each other. I think that gets a little boring.
I'm not saying pull-apart brawl. I'm just saying, like, if you have animosity with someone, you can't stand them, you shouldn't be, like, in the ring face-to-face with each other. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I could see your point, but I thought the promo overall was fun. I thought they said good stuff. I like when Breakker told Seth he's the best in the world at being number 2, and Rollins said some good stuff to him, saying he was not even number 2 in his own family. Called him Baby Steiner. Yeah, I thought there was some good stuff there. Felt shooty. It was good. Good heat.
There's some cute lines. Like that was about it. I thought some of Seth's stuff didn't make a lot of sense though. Like him saying that he made him and did everything for him. Ron even said back, like, what do you do for me exactly? Like it's all about you, really. Like Seth didn't come off as the baby face in my opinion.
Yeah, but Seth did come off like kind of the veteran wrestler who knew more, who was maybe wiser and had been there. But Braun came off like the young, future top guy. I thought they both came off pretty well. But yeah, Braun, there's something about Braun and the way he carries himself and the character. The audience likes him, and it's hard to go against him. So even when he's saying mean things to Seth, you go, oh, that's cool. I like what he's saying. I like this guy. Like, he's not all the way a heel.
Well, because he has a level of intensity that's hard to match. And I think the fans see that, and they're like, well, this is cool.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, he's one of those guys that once he gets to a certain point, I don't think he'll ever be booed again. He's just going to be super over. He's not there yet, but eventually he'll get there, I think.
I think it's easy to believe in Braun Breaker because you feel like he believes in Braun Breaker. You see him and his eyes and the fire, and you're like, oh, this guy thinks he could kill everybody, and he kind of looks ready to destroy everybody. And there's just, like you said, that intensity where he's very believable. And even when he's talking, it's like, what are you talking about, Seth? You know, like there's that Steiner intensity that's there, and you buy into it. It's very believable because you could tell he believes, and he's ready to run through walls, and he thinks that he is the meanest, most athletic, toughest guy on that roster, and he's ready to go up toe-to-toe with anybody in a physical way. You believe that when you see him. It's refreshing. And it makes him a very compelling wrestling character, and it makes this match with Seth Rollins pretty big. And I like that we're getting it right away at Backlash. And that's one of the things that I really liked on Raw. It's like, hey, we got to this promo. Braun Breaker passed the test. You know, that was a test. And he passed. He was in the ring on a live mic. Heyman was there, but Heyman gave him the mic to go up against Seth. Seth was saying some kind of shooty type things, and Braun was able to fire right back and stand up to him and look like a top star. Some guys get that microphone, live mic, and they don't really pass that test. I don't know if you remember Obafemi a couple weeks ago before WrestleMania, but he got a live microphone, and it was a little shaky. Little shaky with that promo. Not as intense as Braun Breaker. Then the next time he spoke, he said like 3 words. which I think was a better move. But that was a test, and he did not pass that test, Obafemi. But Braun Breaker this week tested again, passed the test. It's all a series of little tests on your way up to the top. And it is nice to see Braun Breaker passing these tests consistently. And the match with Seth is going to be another test. And we'll see how he goes there. I thought Braun Breaker failed a test when he wrestled CM Punk. I don't think he rose to the occasion. We see what Punk's able to do with everybody. And with Braun Breaker, there just wasn't much there. So Braun needs to dig in his tool bag and be ready for Seth Rollins next Saturday. Because that's another big test for him on his rise. He's got to deliver. The match has to be good. You disagree with that assessment?
I think you're right that he needs to deliver, but I'm not really too worried about him delivering. I think he can, and again, like, you're not always going to have a home run match. It happens. Like, I think there was a lack of chemistry with him and Punk. I think with Seth's a lot more versatile when it comes to different styles. I think he can work Braun's style better, so I expect that to be good. It's just, I see Seth winning that match as more of like, oh, I outsmarted you kind of thing. You think you're smarter than me, but I outsmarted you. I feel like, in terms of the promo, that's how it felt like the match is going to go.
Yeah, I could see Seth getting the win. He needs a win after WrestleMania. With Braun Breaker, I haven't seen him in a match over 7 minutes that's been compelling. I think that he, doesn't quite have a 20-minute match in him. He doesn't have enough material for 20 minutes.
Not yet, but I think, again, you just got to have more of those matches, more reps.
Yeah.
I think eventually you'll see that. And wrestling guys like Seth is only going to make him better.
Well, that's it. And wrestling guys like Punk, should make him better for when he does wrestle guys like Seth. So, and again, this was supposed to be a match at WrestleMania. Didn't happen because of injuries, and we're going to get it at Backlash. Which I like, because this is a big match that has a long build, and we're getting it at Backlash, not WrestleMania. This is a WrestleMania caliber match that we're just getting, a few weeks later because of injuries, which, I think you should be excited about. I'm hyped for Backlash. You got Roman and Jacob, which is a cool match. You got Seth and Braun, which is another cool match. And you got some other stuff. But those two matches right there, it's like, oh, okay. Those are big-time WWE matches with big players. You got Roman Reigns against a guy who could be taking over a big spot on the roster. And you got Seth Rollins, another guy who's been there forever like Roman, one of the top guys, taking on another young guy who could be taking over one of the top spots on the roster. It's interesting times.
On Raw, it feels like.
Yeah.
I feel like the interest is on Raw. SmackDown, it's a transition phase for SmackDown, it feels like.
Yeah. That's why I said I thought Raw was a good show this week. You had the Seth promo. You had the Roman promo with Jacob Fatu doing the Tongan death grip. You had the El Grande Americano promo with Rey Mysterio backstage, which I thought was fun. You had Becky Lynch and Io Sky doing that promo. I thought that was a good promo. And then the match was pretty good until it got interrupted there. I thought that was all quality. Well, Becky won, but, Asuka showed up. But the match was good there, and it set up Asuka and Io, and the crowd was really hot for Io.
Yeah, no, I won't disagree with that. I thought that was fine. I wasn't too big on the promo back and forth between Io and Becky, but it wasn't too long, so it was fine.
I thought it was pretty good. Becky hit her with some mean lines.
This was the best way to do it, where it hit her with the mean lines, pop her in the face. That to me makes sense. Why put up with crap? Just violence. What we're here for.
Yeah. Well, they were setting up a match, and then they got right into it. And I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, Io Becky. That's a big match. That's big.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Well, you weren't expecting it, so it's just something nice to see. And it was a fine match, I thought, for what it was. The finish, kind of a bit of a bummer. Io looked like she broke her shoe or something.
Yeah, her shoe fell off or whatever, but who cares?
Well, no, it broke.
Did it?
And then she threw it off.
Yeah. And I was ready to hate the Joe Hendry concert, but I gotta admit,
I did.
I know you did. I know you did because you hate anything fun in wrestling. You hate when it's not serious wrestling.
This wasn't
matches.
fun.
Yeah, sure. I thought it was not terrible, and I thought his songs were kind of catchy. Like, they weren't bad. And that was kind of the saving grace of it. I was like, man, this is going to be awful. Then he starts singing his little songs, and I'm like, okay, all right. But then he gets to the little chorus, and I'm like, well, this is... Actually, he's not a bad little songwriter. He's not a bad singer-songwriter. He's got some talent. I'm starting to understand the Joe Hendry fascination because, a lot of these singing wrestlers, you go, all right, this is awful. It's not good. And you're used to that. You see a wrestler pick up a guitar, and you're like, all right, what is this going to be, Elias? And then he starts singing, and you're like, yeah, he's not a bad... This is not terrible. They're kind of clever little promo songs that are catchy. I didn't hate it. And then Austin Theory and Logan Paul got all mad because Hendry was making fun of them, and then the Street Profits came out and took them out, helping Joe Hendry. And I thought that was fun. I liked it.
Okay. Well...
What? You don't like anything fun, John.
The song, like you said, it was clever. That was fine for what that was. Once Logan Paul comes out, it just feels like it's irritating to watch. Because he just yells at everything in a very irritating way. Like, I thought Liv Morgan was bad when she screamed, but the way Logan Paul was talking, it's like, oof. Someone please shut him up. It's so bad the way he was just yelling at people. And I just thought it was goofy the way he was talking, too. Like, it felt very way over the top how angry he was. And to me, it's just like, I can't take this seriously because I could tell he's not taking this seriously. I wanted it to end. And I just felt at that point, like, wait, this is way too long now. Just end this, please. It felt like torture afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not going to defend Logan Paul. His promo was not good. But I thought Joe Hendry was kind of fun. I didn't expect Joe Hendry to be that fun.
I didn't hate like the clever lines, like you said, but I don't think we need to see a song all the time. I hope we don't get a song all the time. I think that would be a bad idea. Yeah,
not every week. I mean, it's enough. Penta beating Rusev, I thought was fine. And then, they've got a little thing for the Intercontinental title. They've got a little division going with Ethan Page and Javon Evans. Ethan Page helping Rusev beat up Penta, and then Javon's making the save. They got a little thing going there. That's fun. Like, they have things happening on Raw. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. Grayson Waller got squashed by Obafemi. And then Obafemi he says he's doing an open challenge, which I don't know about that, but it could lead to something. More Obafemi squash matches. I think that's good, though. Obafemi in the ring beating people up rather than Obafemi on the mic talking. I think him in the ring beating people up is really fun. Comes out, does the walk, does the entrance, beats people up, leaves, does the walk again, plays the song. Everybody goes home happy. I love it.
Oh, I think this is the problem of being Brock so early. Like, this is it now? You're just going to go through just squash matches against, like, low-tier guys? It's a bit of a step down from being Brock Lesnar. It's to me, That's just bad booking, to be honest. Like, you got to do something with them. That's not good enough.
Where does he go? What's SummerSlam for Obafemi? Like, say he doesn't wrestle at Backlash, which is in all likelihood the case. You would think SummerSlam, it's 2 nights. He beats Brock at WrestleMania. You're gonna do something for him at SummerSlam. What's the match that you book for Obafemi? Who is the guy that he goes up against? Is it Roman Reigns?
If it's not Roman, it has to be another top guy. It has to be either Roman, Gunther, Punk, Cody. It's got to be someone top.
Braun Breaker?
He's not there yet. I don't think that you could do that. Maybe one day, but he's not there yet.
It's kind of like the UFC does this a lot, where you go, "Oh, this guy's undefeated. This guy's undefeated. They've both beat some really good fighters. Either guy could get a title shot." But the UFC's like, nah, let's just have them fight each other. And whoever wins that guy gets the title shot. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's even bigger. Because you have these 2 unstoppable guys, and then they could both fight the champion and maybe even beat the champion. But instead of doing that, first they have to fight each other to see who's the toughest between those two, and then they go up against the champion. It could be a thing like that in the WWE where it's like, yo, you got Braun Breaker who's on a tear, you got Obafemi who's on a tear, and you have these 2 young lions who are about to take over the WWE face each other at SummerSlam in this crazy match. I don't know. As far as opponents for Oba, he would be fun.
Well, you're talking about 2 unstoppable forces. I don't think Braun is an unstoppable force yet, though. You haven't built Braun up enough to say he's an unstoppable
Seth at
force.
Backlash, beat somebody else, you know?
Well, that's it. You got to build up Braun to be at that level. He's not at that level yet.
Yeah.
Guys that you have at that level are Roman, a Punk. You could even throw in Seth there if you wanted, but they probably won't do that. But something like that. Or Gunther. You could do that.
But I don't know if you put Oba against one of those guys. I'm kind of more interested in a thing against a Braun Breaker, or I think there's a way to get Jacob Fatu in a place where him and Obafemi would have a pretty cool match.
Sure, yeah.
I'd go there at SummerSlam. I think that's more interesting. Because him and Punk feels just mean to Punk. I don't see Oba losing to Punk. And I don't really think that match is that compelling. Gunther and Oba, like, I don't want Gunther to lose to Oba, and I don't want Oba to lose to Gunther at this point. And Roman, I just don't see him beating Roman for the belt. That's why, you kind of stay at that. It's like when Austin and The Rock wrestled each other for the Intercontinental title. They did that before they wrestled each other for the world title. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. And you could build up Oba for something like an IC title reign, but nothing really matches up right now for that, so I don't see that happening.
Unless Rusev gets the IC title. Oba Rusev could be fun. Although they've done it already, haven't they? Didn't they have Oba squash Rusev or whatever?
4 minutes, something like that, yeah.
Kind of wasted that.
Well, this is it. It's hard when you already start at almost the very top.
Yeah.
And then now what do you do with it? Like, if anything, like, Oba should be a special attraction. Like, this weekly, like, open challenge thing is actually one of the worst ideas.
Yeah, it's strange. It's like they build guys up to knock them back down. Like, Gunther goes from retiring Bill Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles, to having this nothing match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania where he wins, but really he only wins because of Braun Breaker, and now I guess he's challenging Cody Rhodes, right? We know that. Hey, that might be a Backlash match. Cody? Well, he's going up against Cody. He attacked Cody tonight on SmackDown, which is interesting. Cody had a match with Ricky Saints that he won. Ricky Saints, formerly Ricky Starks. And Gunther attacked Cody after the match. And Cody did say he's medically cleared and everything, so you would think that would mean he could defend his title at Backlash.
Right, but we also have another PLE in May, so I expect Cody to headline that one instead.
Wow. There's also a Saturday night. You're talking about a Saturday night's main event or another PLE? Oh, there's another PLE as well. Ooh.
PLE.
Whoa. So they got a Saturday night's main event in Indiana,
Okay.
May 23rd, and then Clash in Italy. Oh, Europe. Okay, Gunther title match, Europe. Yeah. Clash in Italy, May 31st. Okay, maybe they pushed the Cody match to Clash in Italy.
I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense. But we do seem to be on the road to Gunther Cody, right?
Well, because Randy just disappeared, so yeah, no Randy Orton. Yeah, I guess it's going to be Gunther instead.
I guess Randy's hurt.
Something like, people just vanished for some reason. Tala disappeared, he came back. Hopefully Randy will come back, but I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one.
It is odd that Randy Orton has this big match with Cody Rhodes. He loses at WrestleMania, but then he attacks Cody. He punt kicks him. He grabs the belt. He throws it down. He does all this stuff. Like he leaves Cody laying at the end of night one, and then we don't see him again.
It feels like something's missing, definitely.
Unless he costs Cody the belt. Like he shows up, gets an RKO, and Gunther wins the belt or something.
I think Randy got hurt in that match, and he unfortunately has to take time off again. I think that's what happened.
There were reports that he was hurt before the match. Like he was working injured.
I wouldn't be surprised he got even more injured. So
yeah, but I could see him, working hurt, doing the match at Mania because it's Mania. But then, like a lot of guys that are hurt, they'll kind of stick it out, do the match at Mania, and then take time off to deal with the injury.
Oh, Randy, at this point, that makes a lot of sense to do that.
Yeah.
He's only got so many years left, so
many
make
manias.
the most that you can out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
So many manias. That's the point, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many more WrestleManias is he going to get to headline for the WWE title?
Oh, that was probably his last, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think he wanted to do it, but I feel like he was probably working hurt, and now he's taking time off to deal with whatever injury. I think it might have been a back thing again, which, that could have been his last match ever.
That'd be sad. That'd be very sad. You want to see Randy, I think, have a big one last match kind of thing that a lot of guys get. He deserves to get one of those.
Yeah. Angelo Contagonis with a question saying, I read online that there will be a funeral for the gingerbread man. Is this true? Yes, I do believe that they are announcing some sort of funeral for the gingerbread man that Sami Zayn attacked tonight on SmackDown. It was like an empty gingerbread man costume that Sami Zayn had worn, I think, last week, and
yes,
attacked Trick Williams because they were calling Sami the gingerbread man, which I thought was maybe a racial slur because he's got red hair, like calling him a ginger. Isn't that?
I think it is.
Seems like it. I don't know. I didn't know you were allowed to call people with red hair gingerbread. Anyways. I mean, I don't know. Michael Cole was calling the Danhausen little people the M word, and I'm not going to say. But I don't think you're supposed to say that. But Michael Cole was saying it left and right on WrestleMania commentary. I was like, why does he keep saying that word? That's not what you're supposed to call little people.
But he said that they said he could say that.
Yeah, but what do you mean they said? The Danhausen guys said that it was okay for Michael Cole to call them that. So what about all the other people watching? The other little people watching that don't like it? I don't know. It's like, well, these black guys over here said I could call them the N-word, so I'm just going to call them that on commentary. That's cool, right? No. You know?
I agree with you completely, but that's their way of justifying it.
It's an insane rationale. I was shocked when Michael Cole kept saying it. It's not like he said it once. He said it multiple times on commentary. I was like, what? It's WrestleMania. It's the biggest stage. Everybody's watching, and you're like using slurs against people? Terrible.
Apparently, if you get an okay from a certain group of people, then it's okay for everyone else.
Not the case. It's apparently if a certain group isn't strong enough politically, you can say whatever you want about them. That's just how it is. Crazy. Bananas. I thought it was rude. Michael Cole. Michael. Yeah, so they're going to do a funeral for that gingerbread man next week, Angelo. Get ready. That'll be fun. Shout out to Angelo, by the way, a supporter over at join.ringsidereport.net. Longtime viewer. I see Lauren in the chat as well. What's up, Lauren? Sorry for the Canadians lost tonight. All the Canadians fans in Montreal watching us. I know we got a lot of viewers in Montreal, a lot of Canadians fans around the world. Sad tonight. But, hey, they're not eliminated, so don't be sad. They're going to win in Game 7, and it'll be even more joyous.
You know, just have to wait till Sunday. That's it, That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm rooting for you, John. I was watching the game. I was even watching the game. I had the Yankees game on my phone. I had the Canadians game on my laptop, and I had SmackDown on my TV. I had everything because my brother wanted to watch the game too. My brother, he watches the hockey, and I knew it was a big game. I watched a good chunk of Game 5 too because when they won Game 5, right, to go up 3-2. That's the game they just won,
yeah.
Where they won 3-2 in regulation, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I watched a chunk of that game because it was on Wednesday, and the Yanks played in the afternoon on Wednesday, so I had no Yankee game to watch at night. So I was flipping channels, and I saw the Canadians were on, and I didn't feel like watching Dynamite live. So I watched some of the Canadians game at night, and I saw them win. So I actually watched some of the game, John. It was like the most hockey I had watched all year, probably in a couple years. It was most of the game. Not all the game, but like the last period, maybe the last 2 periods even. I watched a couple periods of hockey. And then tonight I watched like a good chunk of it. I mean, I wasn't really focused on it. I was more watching the Yankees win, beat the Orioles. Yankees win again. Hit me with it.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
So that was nice. Yanks keep winning. Best team in the American League.
The Rays won too.
Great. What?
The Rays won. The Blue Jays won. The Red Sox won.
Good for them. Good for them.
You didn't gain much ground. I'm just saying that. It's not over yet, obviously. We're only in May.
Yeah, it's May. It is May. It's May 1st. And the Yankees are 21-11, good enough for first place in the AL East. And your Boston Red Sox, John, are 13-19, good enough for last place in the East, 8 games back of first. The Rays, though, game and a half back. The Jays and Orioles, 15-17 record, 6 games back of the lead. Jays off to a rough start. Like the Red Sox off to a really bad start. But the Jays, like, surprising that they're not winning more games. I'm really surprised. They're going to turn it around. They were so good last year, but they did start slow last year. So, it's still early, like you said. But we're almost like a quarter of the way through the season. I don't know if you know that. We're close to it. What have they played? 30,
I remember last season.
32 games? 40, 41 games? That's like a quarter of the way. You know, it's not the whole season, but it's something. It's a chunk to look at. It's numbers to analyze. It's an interesting start, like the Mets, They've had such a bad start that it's going to be hard for them to climb back. I mean, your Red Sox too, John. They've had a really bad start. They fired their manager this week. They fired their whole coaching staff. The Red Sox are in such a hole, like it's going to be tough to climb back. They can climb back. It's only May, but the Red Sox have had a really bad start. The Mets have had a really bad start. A couple teams that were supposed to be better have started really bad. Antoinette jumping in. It's like she heard me talk about the Blue Jays and she knew to jump in. She says she's not worried. I wouldn't be either. Like, they're such a good team. They still have all the parts of the good team. They just have been having some bad luck and just not running on all cylinders. But they started slow last year, and I think the Blue Jays, 15-17, they go on a 5-6 game win streak, and all of a sudden they're in the mix again. So I wouldn't worry either if I were the Jays. But I would worry a bit if I were the Red Sox, because it does seem like they have no plan and no real path forward. Like, you're a Red Sox fan, John. Do you have hope? Like, what do you think about the Cora move?
It's one game at a time right now. Right now, it's a little bit of a rebuild. Hopefully, they can get this done sooner than later. But yeah, it's a little bit of a retool right now. And it's unfortunate that it happened, but it clearly needed to happen.
So you think it's a retool? Like, do you think the season is a wash at this point?
I don't think it's a wash, but I think obviously we're definitely in jeopardy here. As you say, we're in a bit of a hole. They got to get out of it sooner than later. So, yeah, they got a lot of work to do. There's no question about that. But I don't think it's over. Yeah. I think they've shown that they haven't given up yet.
I will say, from watching them, they have no hitting. Their hitting is very
right.
Bad. When Luis Hill was up there crushing them, and they couldn't hit off Luis Hill, who the Yankees have sent back down to AAA. Like, he's in AAA right now, right? Like, he's not been pitching well, and he looked incredible against the Red Sox. And I was like, oof, if you're not hitting Luis Hill, you're not hitting. And I think the best hitter or the most home runs by any Red Sox was projected to be like a 18 or something. Like, they have zero pop. Their lineup is really weak. With no Bregman and no Devers, you just go, what do they have? What are they doing? I don't know. Like, I don't know what they can do right now to get better. And I was surprised that they fired Cora, because I don't think that's the answer. I don't think it's managerial. I think it's like a personnel thing. But obviously there was an issue with the front office and the coaching staff, and they got rid of everybody. But, like, I'm not trying to be insulting, John. I'm really looking at the Red Sox and going, man, they were supposed to be better than this. What's going on? It's weird.
Well, they clearly thought they were better than they thought they were.
Like the Mets, too. The Mets are puzzling. But the Mets, I kind of know what happened. Like, they don't have...
Well, the Mets try to buy a team. That's the problem.
Well, you can buy a team. They just don't know how to buy a team. Look, the three top payrolls in baseball are the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Mets, right? The Dodgers are 1, the Mets are 2, the Yankees are 3. The Yankees are the best team in the American League right now. The Dodgers are one of the best teams in the National League. The Braves actually have the best record, but the Dodgers are, like, incredible. The Dodgers and Yankees figure out how to spend their money properly every year. The Mets can't figure it out. They spend so much money, yet they didn't make the playoffs last year after a disastrous crumble. They lost like 12 games in a row already this season. They're not looking good. Yet they have good players. You know, they got Bichette, they got Soto, they got all this stuff. You say you could buy a team, and and they're buying wins, but, you can't actually buy wins unless you spend your money properly. What's happening with the Mets is crazy. To spend that much and fail so miserably is one of the biggest stories in baseball. The Dodgers and Yankees, say what you want about how much they spend, and they do spend, but they also spend smart. They spend money, and they're in first place, and they win a lot of games, and they make the playoffs every year, and, they are powerhouses, and they outspend other teams. But so do the Mets, and the Mets can't do it right. If I were a Mets fan, I'd be so mad. I would be just perplexed at how we'd be spending money, yet not actually succeeding. The Mets, to me, are just fascinating. Fascinated by the New York Mets. I love hearing about the Mets. It's such a weird situation over there. Luke Weaver,
you never know.
I saw Luke Weaver give up the game. I was like, oh, he used to do that in pinstripes, and now he's doing it for the Mets. They got Luke Weaver and Devin Williams, who pitched for the Yankees last year as our setup man and closer and failed miserably. So much so that we're like, we don't even want to offer you guys contracts. You guys can leave. And the Mets are like, come this way. Be our setup man and closer. And the Yankees fans went, what? You're going to try that in New York? We tried that. It didn't work. Try it in Queens. See how that works. It's not working. It's like last year when they brought, or 2 years ago when they brought Clay Holmes. I think it was last year. They brought Clay Holmes in, and they're like, oh, he was terrible as a Yankees closer. We're going to make him a starter. And I'm like, is that a good idea? And it wasn't a good idea. Their pitching ideas are terrible. Terrible. I don't know what they're doing. Their GM is bad. What's his name? Forget his name. GM of the Mets. David Stearns. He's horrible. They gotta fire him immediately. If you have that kind of budget and you're spending it on Devin Williams and Luke Weaver in 2026 for your team, for your bullpen, you should be fired. You look at this team losing so much, they need to fire David Stearns. Why haven't they fired him? He's a disaster. Imagine getting all that money to make a baseball team and still with a 10-21 record. Dead last in the NL East. Going nowhere. Braves eating your lunch again. Atlanta Braves are the best team in baseball, by the way. 22-10. Best record in the whole game.
Well, again, we're only in May.
Yeah.
Let's
the Mets
reassess.
can make a run. Hey, man, I'm rooting for them. I am. I'm rooting for them because it's so funny. Like, it's so funny with what's happening. I'm rooting for them to turn it around. They're an underdog.
Well, if they turn around, they turn around. It's not, to me, that big of a deal for the Mets. Like, I don't feel like you say, they aren't really. They put themselves in their own hole, so they can figure it out. If they figure it out, they figure it out. I'm not really worried about that.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, if they don't figure it out, I could just keep laughing. I don't, I'm not a Mets fan. I'm a Yankees fan. And Mets fans aren't very nice to Yankees fans, so, they could deal with it. And Antoinette pointing out, everyone counted the Jays out last year. You're damn right they did. And I'm not counting them out this year. I counted them out last year, okay? I'll put my hand up. I counted them out. I thought the Jays, come on, give me a break. But they came really close last year. I'm not counting them out at all. Not at all. I am scared of the Jays. The Yankees haven't played the Jays yet. I'm worried about that. I'm worried that all this great Yankees winning and all this stuff is going to get exposed as soon as we play the Blue Jays. So don't think that I am counting out the Jays or I'm arrogant about the Yankees and all their victories. I fully know that the Yankees also had a hot start last year, and we didn't win the World Series. So, do I have more confidence in the team this year? Yes. Yes. I really like a lot of the things they're doing. I like some of the roster moves that they're making. They're not waiting to pull the trigger. Luis Hill has a bad start. He's not looking right. He's down. Elmer Rodriguez, you're up. Let's make some moves. Let's bring Elmer up. Let's make some moves. The Yankees pitching looks incredible. But it's still very early. But everything that I'm seeing is giving me a lot of hope. But I also had a lot of hope May 1st of last year. And by, August 1st, that hope was mostly gone. So I am not counting the Blue Jays out because they beat the hell out of the Yankees last year, and I still feel the sting. So until the Yankees play the Jays and beat them severely, I will not be confident. I don't know when that's here. I'm going to be very nervous watching the Yankees play the Jays because that was a big test for the Yankees last year, and they failed, and they never really recovered. That Canada Day series, they got swept 4 games, and, at the beginning of July, and the Yankees just went downhill after that. And the Jays took first place, and they never looked back. So, it's far from over, man. I'm not confident. I like what I'm seeing. I enjoy when I watch baseball every day and the Yankees win for me. When they win, it's nice, and they're winning a lot. And I like that you pointed out a couple days ago they lost a game to Texas, and you're like, "Whoa, Yankees lose, ha ha ha!" You're like talking smack to me on Twitter, John. But really, it rolls right off my back because, they went into Boston, swept. They went to Houston, took 2 or 3. Then they went to the Rangers and took 2 or 3 there in Texas. And now they're back at home. Like, the road trip went very well. So, yeah, sure, they lost a game to Houston and a game to Texas, but they beat them 2 out of 3. And they took 3 games from your Boston Red Sox at Fenway. So, the Yankees have they're not going to win 162 games. So when you go, "Oh, they lost," I go, "Yeah, so what, dude?" They're going to lose some games. No one wins 162. You are an all-time great team if you win 100. That means you have to lose 62, at least. Which, I think they'll probably win 94 games this year. That'd be my estimate. I think 96 would be on the high end. Between 94 and 96, let's call it an even 95. I think the Yankees probably win 95 games this year, which is a lot, which is probably good enough for first place in the East and best record in the American League. I have confidence that they will win the AL this year, but, that means they still will lose like 70 games, so chill. If you're going to hit me after 70 games if we win 95, I don't know, John. Doesn't really carry the same weight. If I were a Mets fan and you hit me after every loss, then that would hurt, I think. But when we lose the 3rd game out of a 3-game series with Texas, it's like, yeah, well, we won the first 2, so big deal. All right, John, your words mean nothing to me.
I think what stood out because, you lost a game, you lost a fight in the crowd, so that kind of stood out for me. So that's kind of why.
The fight in the crowd you were really excited about. I don't know why. There was a Yankee fan who got beat up by a couple Texas Rangers fans. I don't know what happened. You sent me the video, 3 different angles. You were very excited about it. You put it on your Instagram. You were very hyped. But there
was so much blood.
You said it was a bad. What did you say? Something about the franchise. It looks bad on the franchise. How does that have to do anything with the Yankees franchise? It's some fans in Texas. Plus, that guy was wearing a jersey. It was a Yankees. The fan who got beat up, I really don't have any sympathy for because he was wearing a Yankees jersey, but it said Judge 99 on it. If you wear a Yankees jersey with the name on the back, you are a big-time jabroni and you deserve to get punched in the face.
Wow.
The Yankees don't wear the names on the back. If you have a jersey with a name on the back, your jersey is whack, son. You shouldn't wear it. You should never wear a Yankees jersey with a name on the back. If you do that, you are lame. Only wear the number. Do not wear a jersey, a pinstripe jersey, with the name on the back. It is not authentic. It is not cool. And everybody, and Yankees fans, look down on that. We do. I'm not the only one. Like, this is the thing among Yankee fans. If you're wearing a name on your back of your Yankees jersey, you're slipping. You're a real fan if you're wearing just the number, no name. I don't even wear a number. I just have Yankees. I don't even like to have a number. I just like to rep the team. It's not about one guy. It's about the squad. It's about the tradition. It's about the history for me. And the guys. All the guys. I love them all. I mean, I love Aaron Judge more than the rest of them, obviously. Everybody loves Aaron Judge more than everybody else. But I love Garrett Cole almost as much as I love Aaron Judge. And I also love Max Fried. And I think I also love Cam Schlittler. I'm falling in love, baby. Oh, man. Cam Schlittler. And I could learn to love Carlos Lagrange, I think, too. I love Jose Caballero. My God, that's my shortstop right there. I don't love Anthony Volpe, and I don't want him to come back. He could stay in AAA. He could stay. All right? That's my thoughts on Volpe. I know everybody was waiting for my thoughts on Anthony Volpe. There they are. I don't want him to resume his duties as our everyday shortstop when he comes back from injury. Jose Caballero is playing better than him. Jose Caballero is playing better than he ever could play. So he should not be the shortstop. Caballero took his job, and it's Caballero's job now. Volpe shouldn't get it back because he had it once. No Volpe. No Volpe. Yankees are winning. I don't want to see Volpe. He stinks. I'd love for him to be good, but he has not proven himself to be good. Jose Caballero has proven himself to be good. Good enough to be the Yankees' everyday shortstop. He's +6 outs above average, which is good enough for the best among all shortstops in the major leagues. He is the best defensive shortstop in all of baseball right now. You want to replace him with Anthony Volpe, who committed how many errors last year? I think he led the majors in errors for any position player. You can't put Volpe on the field. And I think the Yankees know that, and they're not going to. Because when Boone is asked about it, it's not like, yeah, Volpe's their shortstop, and when he comes back, it's like, what are you going to do when Volpe's back from injury? He goes, we'll see. We'll see. That tells you all you need to know. Boone's not making the move. Boone's going to keep the winning shortstop on the field. Because this year, it's no mercy. This year, it's out for blood. Like, ruthless Yankees. We're not being nice to people just because we like them. We're putting out the best possible team to win the most possible games. Paul Goldschmidt is a former MVP. He's a nice guy. He's a good veteran. But because Ben Rice is smashing the baseball and he can hit righties and lefties, when that lefty is in, Ben Rice is not taking a back step, and Paul Goldschmidt is not playing first base instead. Ben Rice is our everyday first baseman. Paul Goldschmidt just doesn't have a role. And that's too bad. But the Yankees aren't going to, give him lefty days because, well, it's the right thing to do. No. You want Ben Rice in the lineup every day because he's going to give you the best chance to win. He had a 3-run homer tonight, by the way. Ben Rice is incredible. So, I like the attitude of the Yankees this year. Last year, I would have feared the return of Anthony Volpe, but now I'm like, I don't think they're going to put him in. They see what Caballero's doing, and they're going to stick with it. They're not messing around. Jose Caballero also hit a home run tonight. He's so good. I love him. I love the way he plays baseball. He steals bases. He bunts. He plays defense. He hits home runs. What more could you ask for? He's got so many skills that Volpe doesn't have. So, who's your shortstop? I'll tell you who mine is. It's Jose Caballero. I love him. Thank you, Tampa Rays. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope Volpe comes back. I miss those like classic errors that he would make.
Yeah. Okay. Only Red Sox fans want Anthony Volpe to come back. Okay? That should tell you everything you need to know about Anthony Volpe and his place on the New York Yankees. Only Red Sox fans want him to come back.
Gotta show loyalty, man. Loyalty means something. And you missed it, Angelo. We started the show with AEW talk.
Yes,
so
we started the show with AEW. And I tell you what, Angelo, why don't you rewind right now? Because this is the end. And you could check out the beginning of the show where we talked about AEW. Somehow we started the show with AEW. That's because, Angelo, I don't know if you missed it, but AEW, the rumor is they're coming to Montreal for a pay-per-view in July called AEW Redemption. And we talked about the pay-per-view and all things AEW at the top of the show. So you can rewind right now, which is the beauty of YouTube. You can do whatever you want. And I want to thank you, Angelo, and Antoinette, and all the loyal viewers and supporters, but especially longtime supporters like Antoinette and Angelo. Maybe I will head out Toronto way and see a game this year, Antoinette. Maybe I'll see you. I know. Maybe I won't see a Yankee game. Maybe it'll be somebody else. Although I do love the Yankees. It's hard for me to see baseball and not plan it around a Yankee game because they are the best. But to see them lose in Toronto again would be so sad. I think I'm bad luck, so maybe not. But thank you, everybody, for supporting over at join.ringsidereport.net. Hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you again next week. We have a big week coming up next week. We're going to do the UFC 328 preview on Thursday night for Ringside Report MMA, and then Friday night we'll do the Backlash preview. And then Saturday, we'll have a Backlash post-show and UFC 328 watch-along at the same damn time. So a big, big weekend next week that I'm very excited about. Some big events. Backlash looks great. UFC 328 looks great. Khamzat versus Strickland, a great main event. Some cool matches at Backlash. Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker. Some cool matches there. Next Saturday is going to be fun. I'm actually excited for the events, John. That's good, isn't it? I should be excited for these events. I like wrestling. I like MMA. And when the shows are good on paper, I'm excited. Why not?
Well, I'll be in Sudbury next Saturday, but enjoy Backlash.
Oh, thank you. I will. We'll see you again real soon here on the Ringside Report Network.
We appreciate your support and you being part of our community. Share, subscribe, and join us again on the Ringside Report Network, the Combat Sports Authority.